again, everyone. Barry Hyatt here in Scottsville at the University of Kentucky Extension Office with my good friend, Janet Johnson. Janet, normally when I think of pizza, I think of cheese, I think of pepperoni, but today we're talking fruit.
We're talking definitely a dessert, but a heart-healthy dessert, Barry, because February and even moving into March are great times to begin finding different fruits as they begin to come in season.
Yes.
And that's something to look forward to because fruits, especially berries, are very, very good to provide great nutrition, and they're yummy, they taste great.
Oh,
so
yes.
why not do desserts that really are heavy on fruit? Now, cobblers and other type of comfort foods are, but this is one that you can take into summer, even fall. I mean, this is a great year-round dessert, and you can just vary the types of fruit that you use as a topping. So right now we're going to look at strawberries. And Barry, this is a comfort food recipe. Now, if you are as old as I, which you're not, but
I'm close.
Well, but you remember the concept of a fruit pizza.
Yes.
And that is actually making a crust. And I actually made a couple of different versions here. This version that we're going to complete today is one of my staff assistant, Tammy Taylor's favorites.
Okay.
And I think that she got this from Paula Purdue,
Okay.
they used to work at Farmers National Bank together.
Okay.
But so Tammy brings this recipe, but I've made the same recipe and varied it. And my variation is the old recipe that uses a sugar cookie crust.
Yes.
And that makes a thicker crust because there's more dough in the sugar cookie package, but it saves you the time. This is much more economical, and this uses flour, and we're going to put this recipe on because I think people know what a sugar cookie package is, that you can buy those. But you can see they both are different, and when I use the sugar cookies, like to put that in a larger pan so I have a little bit of a thinner crust.
Okay. Sure.
So that's
Makes
my
sense.
tip. Instead of a 12-inch, I go up to a 14-inch pan, and that way you have a similar thinness of crust that you do with this recipe. This, of course, uses flour and a little sugar and a stick of butter. Now,
Good old butter.
Good old butter, right. But it makes a nice pastry. Now, again, you have to work. That's the hardest part, I think, about this pizza.
Okay.
Is that you have the dough and you just have to keep pressing it into the pan until it looks like this, until it goes all the way to the edges, and then we bake this about 10 to 12 minutes until it's kind of a golden cookie brown, as we say. Now, this is the sugar cookie. I might have let that go over about 30 seconds, but yes, that can be a little bit darker. This one's a little lighter. Just don't bake this one as long. And again, I was using a darker pan, and that does make a difference in the time. So recognize your pizza pan. It's going to make a difference, but it's good. It's going to be all good. So what we've done is cook these ahead, and we're now allowing them to cool because you don't want to put anything on till they're completely cool. Okay. So we're good to go. So I think we'll start with the smaller one, knowing that we can make the larger one in a different amount of time. Sure. Okay, so now we go to fillings, and what we have here, I want to show you Tammy's favorite filling, and you can see that this is a very smooth, more liquid filling. And this filling actually is going to take a package of cream cheese, and I like to always use the lower fat cream cheese, okay? And low fat cream cheese, and then we add, with her recipe, a can of sweetened condensed milk. Now you can get different versions, like a fat-free version of that, but anytime you see fat-free, it means the sugar is going to go up. So we kind of trade off, so I did not do that and use the regular because we've got a lot of sugar that we're adding, so I'm doing the little bit of fat, but you can have that option. And so we simply take about 1/4 teaspoon of lemon juice. And lemon juice is a great thinner, and in a moment I'll show you how I use that again to make a glaze with some apple jelly.
Wow.
But yeah, so all we do is just kind of beat this until it's smooth. And you can see that it makes a large quantity, and then we simply spread this over the crust, okay?
Right.
Now, the other recipe, and I'll let you hold that one up, Barry.
Sure.
Again, that's of course, the crust that was made with the sugar cookie dough. Now the cream cheese filling, I'll let you kind of get that, I'll let you set that crust down. Sure. Now you can see this filling actually is pretty much a better size to use with the larger cookie crust because you have so much going on here, okay?
Is that easier to apply simply because it's more liquidy?
Yes, it absolutely is. And that's what I want to show you, the difference in the second filling, which is a much more simple recipe, and it's just cream cheese, granulated sugar, and a little vanilla.
Okay.
But it does not make as much when you have the same 8-ounce cream cheese packet, of course, obviously, as when you have the sweetened condensed milk. And so here we have this filling, and that basically I used a mixer and I simply beat this filling. But now this one's going to take, and especially because I used a larger pie pan, pizza pie pan that is.
It'll take some more muscle on this one, I believe.
Yes, we're going to have to spread, and I'm doing a circular motion here to really thin that out. And in fact, if you use the larger pan, as you can see, I want to show you how this goes. You may want to do 2 packages of cream cheese, okay? If you choose the very, very simple filling, 2 packages of cream cheese.
Right.
Now, if you're using the filling that we're showing you for the recipe today, it should be adequate with the sweetened condensed milk and the cream cheese to do all of this larger pie. But I wanted to show people the difference when you're following recipes sometimes and you choose to use larger pans, often your filling is not going to cover that. So just beware, and it's all good, you know.
Okay.
So know that you might have to make extra filling. So we'll just kind of set that. That's kind of a lesson learned right there. And again, this...
But no problems with it filling this one.
Oh, no.
It up, yeah.
And I do believe this one would have filled this one adequately too.
I think
because
so,
this makes a large amount of filling, much larger.
Sure.
But we're going to go ahead with the smaller pizza here right now. And what we're going to do after we have made the filling is we just simply start arranging strawberries around the pizza. And you can pick different sizes and you can arrange them how you want. I'll let you kind of hold that.
Sure, I can do that.
And we'll just kind of set these. And the reality is you can use different fruits if you like berry. That's why I went ahead and fixed some blueberries, and I fixed some kiwi fruit, even though that's not a berry.
I love kiwi. It's outstanding.
I think it's great, and I think we're going to add some as we go. We're going to make this predominantly strawberry, and notice that these strawberries are washed and they're capped and then sliced in half, and we're putting the rounded side up.
Sure.
Just to make it a little more attractive.
Most certainly.
Now, you and I both know that when you buy strawberries, you get a lot of different sizes in a quart of strawberries. So check that out, and what I did was I bought 2 quarts so I could pick the berries to make them more similar in size. Now, you may or may not want to do that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add a little kiwi, since you like that berry, and put that around in a circle. See, this is just such a pretty dessert.
Most certainly.
And children love this.
I bet they do, yeah.
It's a great way to get your kids to actually eat fruit by calling it pizza, but again, making it very pretty. So you can put your favorite fruits. Even mandarin oranges are very nice to put on this pizza. Isn't that pretty?
Very nice.
And I think that we'll put a few blueberries right in the middle.
Sure.
Okay? And isn't that delish? Now you would
that's
want to, in a perfect world, we would put this in the refrigerator and we would let it sit and chill even more. Because here in the studio, our lights, of course, make that there. But isn't that a beautiful pizza?
Very pretty.
It is very pretty.
Now, how long would you want to put it in the refrigerator normally?
You would want to cool it maybe 30 minutes.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to give you a couple of options here. Now, with this recipe, a strawberry glaze is actually made to top the fruit.
Okay.
Okay. And that is delicious. Okay. You use flour or you use sugar and cornstarch, sugar and cornstarch, and then you add 2 cups of crushed berries, and you cook it, and the cornstarch, the 4 tablespoons makes it very thick. If you want it thinner, you would use less cornstarch.
Okay.
Okay. So, but what happens, and I'm going to show you on part of this pizza, and then I'm going to show you the other, is that you tend to hide your fruit.
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean it isn't tasty, okay? But that's what begins to happen. And I've seen some fruit pizzas, Barry, that will even cover with a whipped topping.
Sure.
Hiding the fruit, so that you're making different layers.
Right.
Now, another version is to actually take and do a little bit of jelly, and you're just drizzling on the fruit. And I took some apple jelly and thin that with just a little bit of lemon juice, but then you still see the fruit.
Sure.
So you would be wiping and kind of spreading that all along. And so it gives you two completely different looks though. Here it's kind of like you've got a 3-layer fruit pie. Here you see more of the fruit. And you're good to go.
Your choice, I suppose.
Your choice, right, on what you like. I wanted to show you those different glazes though too.
You could probably do half and half, I bet, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, easily. You can just do it for different people and their likes. So if you want to see the fruit, thin down some apple jelly, or do a cornstarch glaze without the berries so it's more clear.
Right.
Okay, and then you're good to go.
That
and
sounds
get it
great.
done. So in a moment, we'll kind of cut a slice or two of this pizza and get it ready and be ready to have some yummy dessert.
That would be fantastic. And hey, it's easy, so easy to get this recipe. You can do it in one of two ways. You can email me at North Central. My email address there is barry.hyatt@nctc.com, or simply go to our website. It's www.nctc.com. We always put every recipe of the month on there, and of course we have the archive system going on too.
We do, yes.
So you can see it,
absolutely.
and it's very easy, and lots of people compliment on it all the time. And I tell you what, you do always a great job, and I think
Well,
you probably
thank
have
you.
outdone yourself this
Well,
time.
it's a pretty dish, and just vary the fruits, and you're good to go.
That sounds great. Well, Janet, thanks so much for your time today. And of course, let's make sure that everybody remembers that it's Heart Healthy Month, I suppose.
It is Heart Healthy Month. February is traditionally Heart Healthy Month, but we're going to extend that into spring
Let's
to
do
get
it.
active and to eat healthier with lots more fruits and vegetables,
Yes.
but we're focusing on fruits today.
That sounds great. Well, thanks so much, guys, for watching. Take care. Have a great rest of your day. See you back here again real soon.